Andrew Fuller of Stanford University, congratulations. You are the AVCA National Beach Volleyball Coach of the Year. My goodness, what a year. We have talked about COVID with so many coaches, but nobody has had the challenges that Stanford had in terms of not practicing at all in the fall. How'd you manage that?
Man, you're right. It's been a crazy year. In getting a chance to think about this conversation, the one thing that I just keep coming back to is a word that I learned in a Netflix documentary, and it was about coaches. And I don't know if you saw it. It was on one of the episodes was about Doc Rivers, and the word he talked about was Ubuntu, and it means I am because we are, and all I think about is just I am because of our players. I am because of the other coaches I get to work with and the people who have, put effort into the program before I got here. And then the people who I worked with along the way or at an early point in the program's history. And it's just all laid a foundation for a bunch of players who worked their tails off when no one was watching all fall. The coaching staff could not, by NCAA rules, know what was going on with our team. So I wasn't able to know how often they were practicing, what they were doing in terms of volume and intensity. And so it's really a testament to the athletes staying engaged. We had a weekly Zoom as a team, and then we were checking in with every player once a week. We had this elaborate schedule, and I don't know. There's a lot to think about with what has transpired over the last year. I'm not alone in that. The entire world probably has a lot of reflection to do.
It was interesting watching your team. Yes, they worked their tails off all summer and fall, as you said. But I feel like at the beginning of this season, people kept saying, wow, Stanford. Oh, wow, Stanford again. You had that stretch. I feel like it was a crazy stretch. It was like 7 wins over huge ranked teams within a very short period of time. Yeah. And I feel like things flipped, right? And all of a sudden you get into the top 10. Everybody's talking about you, and you became the hunted in a way instead of the hunters. Yeah. How did you keep your team kind of just thinking about within your own bubble rather than buying into the hype that started to surround you?
Yeah, I mean, on and off, we talk about the definition of mental toughness being on focusing on the next most important task. And that's a challenge as a coach too. When you're sitting there in the box with one team and you look over and you see the score maybe drifting away from you, and you're like, okay, I got to be on the next most important task, which is, charting this play, thinking about what I'm going to talk about in the next technical timeout or side switch. And so I think being really present is very important skill in sport, as everyone knows. But we also had a group of returners who were really hungry. And then we had a group of incoming frosh. We had 6 frosh this year, and we had 4 of them at the top 4 flights. And so they weren't really beholden to any sort of past results against different teams who they had played. They didn't care what past results were. And a lot of the players coming in to the program, the young players, they've had tremendous amounts of success in the juniors game. And so they just came in, pretty savvy and ready to rock. So there were different factors, and one of the unique things about Stanford is that everyone lives on campus. And so our entire team got back January 23rd, all living in the same dorm. And they were just really bonded right out of the gates, not only from their experience in the fall, but coming in and just going through this really gnarly situation all together. And I don't know, it was cool.
Before I let you go, what did it mean to you, to your team, to make the NCAA Championship field?
Yeah, it was really exciting, and I think there is a dividing line between when you have a moment like that, whether it's the Olympics or if, for that moment, some people may be just happy to be there, right? Mm-hmm. But our team was happy to be there and ready to compete and really fired up about it. And they weren't there to just be participants. And I'm really proud of the way that they competed and the way they learn from match to match, and they just had a blast. And it's such a cool experience that I've gotten to have as a coach, going to Gulf Shores many times. And, to further bond the program, I think it was just, a really cool experience for them.
Well, we look forward to seeing what Stanford Beach does for years to come. And Andrew Fuller, congratulations. You are the AVCA National Beach Volleyball Coach of the Year.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.